what's going on, guys? Okay, so today we have a pretty fun video to do. Today I'm going to be doing my own ranking system of the World Rugby rankings. So basically, what you see on the World Rugby website right now is like the rankings they've done by performances and stuff. Whereas I'm going to be doing my own based on just what I think of that team playing rugby, basically. So yeah, let's get into it. Welcome back to another rugby video. Please make sure you go ahead and smash that like button to show your support for the channel, and if you are new, please go ahead and subscribe. We upload rugby videos every single week, guaranteed, so please click the notification button so you don't miss out. Okay, so first up, it's basically going to be my top 30 in this video. So in at number 30 we have Switzerland. Now I put Switzerland at number 30. I think they're actually rated higher than that in the world rankings, but going by the teams that are in the top 30 in the actual world rankings, I would say Switzerland would be one of the poorest ones, just because we don't really hear of Switzerland rugby that much. So sorry my Swiss fans, but yeah, number 30. Okay, so in at number 29 then we have Germany. Now I put Germany there just because I always have like kind of a nice thought of Germany. I've always wanted them to do really well. I've seen their kits that they've had. As you guys know, I've done videos on Germany rugby in the past as well, and I've always had like a soft spot for them, so I wanted to put them up a bit higher than what they actually are, and that's why they're at number 29. Okay, so in at number 28 we have the Netherlands. So I put the Netherlands at 28 just because I think personally they are better than Germany, especially going by the real world rankings, so that's why they're slightly higher than them. But compared to the other teams that they were higher than in the original one, I don't think they're as good as them, so that's why they are 28. In at number 27, I'm gonna keep track of these. I literally just pressed them on the computer and I'm like, what? So at number 27 we got Chile. Now Chile actually have, for the first time ever, their first professional team over in the SLAR, so that's why I put them up higher than what they were. And yeah, they have a professional club competing in a professional competition now, so that's a good thing. They got professional players, so you know, I think that's why they've edged it over Netherlands and the likes of Germany as well, just because they have a professional club, whereas those two teams don't. So yeah, that's why they're 27. At number 26 we have Belgium. Now Belgium are slightly higher than Chile because of the fact that Belgium play in a better competition compared to what Chile play in. Belgium obviously play in the second tier of the Six Nations, whereas Chile play in the South American League as well as the America's Rugby Championship. America's Rugby Championship, they don't play very well in that. The South American thing, I know they do have some good wins, but on paper they're not as good as Belgium. That's why Belgium are higher than them. At number 25 we have Brazil. Now Brazil are number 25 because they are better than basically any of the other teams I've just mentioned. I do feel like if you generally watch Brazil, I feel like they could have been higher, but because of the wins and stuff they haven't had against other teams, that's why they're not there. I mean, I watched them against Barbarians and they played really well against the Barbarians. They scored some good tries, so that's why they're there. They've also got their own professional team as well in the SLAR. And I generally think it's good things to come from Brazil, so that's why they're number 25. Okay, so in at number 24 we have Hong Kong. Now Hong Kong have edged it over Brazil because of the fact I think they are better when it comes to like sevens and stuff like that. I know they do pretty well in the Asian qualifying rounds as well for the World Cup, whereas Brazil not so much. So that is why I put Hong Kong above Brazil. Number 23 then we have Canada. Now Canada are actually meant to be higher than that, but I feel Canada isn't as good as they are in the rankings. I mean, when I watch Canada I feel like they lack a lot of stuff compared to what they used to have, and it is a real shame. I'm not trying to like be horrible towards them. My general point is the fact that Canada used to be really good. I remember watching them back in like 2013 and 14 against Scotland and stuff, and they were absolutely, literally almost looked like they could have competed in the Six Nations. And since then they've just gone downhill massively. They're not good anymore, and I'm sorry Canadian fans, but your team is literally lacked in just in every department when it comes to rugby lately. You seem to struggle to score tries, and even like the Toronto Arrows, I know you've got a professional team and stuff now, but it's still like, I don't know, you need to really work on a lot more stuff. I mean, you lost to Uruguay in the Rugby World Cup qualifying as well, and I felt like that was the start of a new low for Canada. So I'm sorry Canada fans, but you're 23 in my rankings. In at number 22 we have Portugal. Now Portugal are actually, I mean, I wouldn't say amazing, but they are decent. I mean, I've watched a few of their highlights and stuff, and they've got some decent players. Yes, okay, their players aren't as professional as Canada, but I put Portugal higher just because they have quite a good flair when you watch them play, so that's why they're 22. In at number 21 we have Namibia. Now Namibia didn't make it into the top 20 because I feel like they are one of the lower nations when it comes to World Cups. Yes, okay, they reached the World Cup, but I feel they don't really perform as well as other teams that are higher than them. So that's why there's not really too much to say about Namibia. They are a decent team and they could literally beat any of the teams that I've already mentioned so far, but they're not as good as the teams that I'm about to say in my top 20, so that's why Namibia's 21. Okay, so we are in our top 20 now. So number 20, I have put Romania. Now Romania is in the top 20 because they are probably the second best team in the second tier of the Six Nations. Yes, maybe they didn't reach last time's World Cup, and that was because of disqualification, and we don't need to get into that, but yeah, so that's why they're in 20, because I do feel they are pretty decent. At number 19 we have Spain. Now I put Spain at 19 because I feel that Spain does actually play some decent rugby. Yes, okay, we don't really see them in the World Cup, but they've put them edging over Romania because of the fact that when Romania plays Spain, I feel Spain looks a better team at times. Yes, okay, maybe in this year's second tier Six Nations, which I haven't seen, maybe Romania thrashed Spain or whatever, I don't know, I didn't watch it, but when it comes, well, this is my personal opinion, I don't need to explain. Spain, I'm putting higher than Romania. Okay, so Russia, Russia I have put at 18, and that is because obviously they reach Rugby World Cups quite a bit actually. And when it came to 2019 World Cup, they looked pretty decent. They put in a good performance against Japan, and Japan actually went on then to go into the quarterfinals. So that's why Russia has edged it over the others. And at number 17 we have USA. Now USA is 17 because I feel when it comes to international level they don't really play as well as they should. Obviously they've got the Major League Rugby now, and they've had that for a few years now, and I just feel like they haven't seemed to develop as well as they could. So that's why they're in 17th place. At number 16, I feel like it should be Samoa. Samoa is there because I feel like generally all the teams I've just mentioned, Samoa should easily beat them. So yeah, there's not really too much else to say. That's why Samoa is 16th. At number 15, we have Uruguay. Now I feel Uruguay would generally beat Samoa on the day because obviously Uruguay did that good win in the Rugby World Cup against Fiji, which was a big deal for them. I mean, it was quite nice to see Uruguay play so well against a team like Fiji. So yeah, I think that's kind of edged them up a little bit more. Originally they might have been like 2019, something like that, whereas now they're actually 15th, so well done Uruguay. Next we have Georgia in 14th place. I feel Georgia at the end of the day edges it above all the other teams I've mentioned so far. Obviously they're the best team in the second division of the Six Nations, and they're winning it all the time. They get loads of really good wins and stuff for them. Yes, okay, at the end of the day they might not beat teams like Italy or any Six Nations team, but they develop really well, and I do feel if they played enough high level competition against any like big tier 1 nations, I feel like if they kept doing that in every year, I feel they would develop quite a bit, but they don't unfortunately get to do that, so yeah, that's why they're 14th. And at number 13 we have Italy. Now this was actually a tough decision because obviously everybody's saying, oh my god, Italy should be relegated, Georgia should be promoted. So that's why I put them next to each other. But I feel on the day when Italy play Georgia, I feel Italy would generally win, just because Georgia's not playing that high enough level of rugby year in, year out. But that's why I put them really close together, because Italy, I'm sorry, but you're really poor lately. Number 12, we have Tonga. Now, I think Tonga is actually better than Italy and Georgia combined, so that's why Tonga is there. I think Tonga on their day are a good team, and like Wales have struggled against them before. A lot of teams struggle against them, so that's why Tonga is number 12. In at our number 11, before we go into top 10, 11 is Fiji. Fiji didn't make the top 10 because I feel like that loss against Uruguay in the World Cup kind of affects then my rankings in this video, because obviously on paper Fiji are more professional than Uruguay, but Uruguay beat you, so that's why unfortunately you didn't make top 10. But you have a good 7 side, so at least that's something. Top 10, we have Argentina first, at 10th place. Argentina, I feel, are a really good team, and they could even be a lot better. They've just gone kind of through like a bad patch recently, which is a shame because Argentina used to be absolutely brilliant to watch. And they still are good to watch, just not as good as they used to be. So that's why they're 10th. Number 9, we have Scotland. Now, I think Scotland being 9th, I mean, I know I'm probably going to get a lot of hate from my Scotland fans for that. But the reason being Scotland's 9th is because I feel like you are a good team, but a lot of things let you down. Like in this year's Six Nations, which is 2020, if you're watching in the future, I don't know. But this year's Six Nations, you did well and you could have won those games, but little things let you down, and that happens year in, year out, all the time. Like you had a good lead against Japan in the World Cup, and Japan came back and absolutely destroyed you. Well, didn't destroy you, but they were really good. They were a lot better than you anyway. So that's why Scotland is 9th. At number 8 we have Japan. Japan at 8th because I feel like they play better rugby, going by their World Cup performance from last year anyway. Who knows, this might change in the next couple of months, but Japan at 8th just because I feel they are better than Scotland. Technically they were better than Ireland, but they haven't had as good results compared to Ireland, as of late anyway. So that's why Japan is 8th. At number 7 we have Australia. Now Australia is there because I just feel like the teams that I'm about to mention that are above Australia, I do generally feel that they would lose, like Australia would lose against them. Just going by their recent performances, they might develop and be much better in 5 months' time, and you guys might be watching in 5 months' time going, oh my god, this guy is so wrong, what the hell's wrong with him? And it could be true, but as of right now, I feel Australia wouldn't beat these teams. At number 6, we have Wales, my beloved home team. I didn't put them any higher than 6 because I generally feel they, well, going by the Six Nations, they didn't beat any of the teams above them that I'm about to mention. And yeah, I mean, they are good on the day. They didn't make top 5 just because I feel like their poor run of performances just affected the whole ranking thing of what I'm about to be doing. So yeah, I didn't want to put them in the top 5 because it would be really like taking the mick. So yeah. Number 5 then, we have Ireland. Now Ireland is top 5 because Ireland beat Wales and they've edged it over Wales. As much as it pains me to say that, that's why I'm saying it. In general, I think if a team plays, for example, Ireland plays Wales and Wales loses to Ireland, Ireland I then think should be a higher place than Wales. That's how I think the real world ranking should be. It doesn't always go by that though, it goes by percentages and all that stuff. So that's why Ireland has edged it over Wales, because they generally beat them. So we have England. Now England is at number 4 rather than number 3 because England, I feel, are a good team. They reached a World Cup final, but they lost to France, and I will go on to that in a minute. But I do feel England on the day are a really good team, like I said, but I feel the teams that are above them in these rankings, I feel on a good day, I feel like England would lose to them on average, probably like 60-40, like percent chances England to lose, England to win then, 60-40. No, I don't know, but you guys know what I mean. So I feel like they'd be the 40% chance of winning, and then the other team would be 60%, so that's why. Next up at number 3 then, we have France. Now I put France there because obviously France beat England. I feel France plays better rugby at times. England, like I said, on their day, England could be literally world domination. They could be amazing. And I feel like France on their day could be absolutely amazing. But I feel like France could slightly edge it on their day compared to recent performances anyway. Just because they just looked better. I mean, they looked like they knew what they're doing. Like the tries they were scoring looked good. England looked good as well. But I feel like England's set plays and stuff were all good. But I just feel like France edged it personally. So just my opinion. At number 2 then we have New Zealand, the All Blacks, and I put them at number 2 because I feel like they are generally not as good as South Africa, but they are still good, so that's why I put them in at number 2. Finally then, first place we have South Africa, the Springboks, and I put them at number 1 just because they've won the World Cup. It's an easy pick really. I didn't want to change the top 2 up because they are the best teams, so that's why they're number 1, so yeah. Right guys, thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you did enjoy my world rankings today. It was quite an interesting video to do, and it was quite a long one to do as well, so hopefully you've stayed tuned up till now. Please make sure you go ahead and smash the like button down below, because obviously you guys could imagine a lot of effort goes into this video. And let me know in the comment section as well if you disagree with them. What would be your top 30 rankings? Let me know down below. It's quite interesting knowing that. And if you haven't already, please go ahead and subscribe. We upload rugby videos every single week, guaranteed. And literally recently it's every single day, so yeah, make sure you click that notification button to stay up to date with all our videos, get notified that you don't miss out on any of them. Yeah, thank you so much for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. I've been Andrew. I will see you in another video. Peace out, guys.